Hi, I'm Matt Harding. I'm the head teacher of St Peter's Smithills Primary School up in Bolton. So I joined the trust in September 2020 as a new head teacher. The school was already part of the Forward as One Trust, but it was my first experience of working within a trust, and I had a few reservations joining the trust. I'd never worked one before. You hear all the stories in the media, some things that had gone on. But I knew Karen, the CEO. She had a very strong reputation in Bolton. And I'd spoken to her prior to interview, asked her a bit of a grilling, really. All sorts of questions that I had about what it was like as a trust, what would happen, the kind of autonomy I would have as a head. And she gave me a lot of reassurances. And so I was very confident joining the, the school and the trust. And since then, she's been true to her word in terms of what she said it would be like. It's been nothing but a very supportive environment. From my first few years as headship, I had a heck of a lot of support from the trust coming in, mentoring me as a new head, helping me out. There's always, even now, a few years down the line, I'm forever on the phone or at the end of a Teams meeting to ask for advice or help. But very much it's my decision that I make. I've made a lot of friends, a lot of connections across the trust, other head teachers, and opportunities to link schools to benefit both. I've gone to other trust schools to, for example, lead worship, and other head teachers come into mine to do a bit of science work or whatever, depending on our strength. So it's been a very supportive environment and a very supportive structure within the trust, and really enhanced my school being in it and helped me out as a new head. Since I've joined the trust, how I've seen the staff grow most is just their knowledge and their skills to become better teachers. I've got 8 members of staff, and 6 of them who are relatively experienced have all done an MPQ since joining, being part of the trust. The other thing that they do, we have regular professional development opportunities for staff alongside that. So every Tuesday we call it Trust Tuesday, which is some element of CPD. Sometimes it's like leaders, so all the math leaders will get together, English leaders get together, science leaders get together, Senko early years, but then we pick a subject. So the second half term, it might be we're looking at history for 6 weeks, or we're looking at modern foreign languages for 6 weeks, or PE for 6 weeks. And that's a really intensive 6 weeks that really helps that subject leader look at their curriculum, look at their development, look at what they need to do in school, how to move them forward, how to report to SLT, how to report to governors. And that's really valuable for our subject leaders. And every subject leader who's done that has got an awful lot out of that for their subject and developing them as leaders as well. There's a really strong what they call golden thread as well, from initial teacher training to working with early career teachers, and then the professional flight path, moving the staff on to develop them as leaders, and then giving them opportunities if they want to join SLT, become head teachers, whatever. So there's definitely a thread running through Forward as One, that wherever a teacher is on their journey, from starting off to ahead, how can they become better? How can they be better developed and grow and flourish as members of staff? One thing that attracted me to the trust was the fact it was a Church of England trust, and the school I was joining was a Church of England school. And the values that the trust have, they have distinct values for them, and my school has distinct values, but they complement each other. The trust ones don't override mine; they support and encourage that. So the values of the trust and the values of my school are all Christian values, and it's just really helpful having a trust that gets what being a church school is all about, and gets what having a distinctive Christian school means to the parents and the children who deliberately choose to send their children to a Church of England faith school. So that's really important. And one thing that the Trust has helped me do when I first started was wanting to put our Christian values at the heart of our curriculum, and they supported that change, and they led on that change, and they has helped me develop the curriculum so that our school values are not some add-on that comes kind of once you've done everything else, but they're the driver of our curriculum. And we've created handbooks, we've embedded that, we've had kind of display work done, which the Trust has helped us to point us in the right direction and give us some advice on that, to really make our values part of what we do, and just a massive part of what we do. So much so that in the last few months, our work on our school's vision and values has gained an area of excellence with challenge partners, and was highlighted as a massive strength of the school in our science report. So it's something I'm very proud of, and something that the Trust has very much supported me and our school on that journey. Okay, so the Forders One Trust values are Christian values, and enhance and kind of complement what we do at school. But I think the biggest part that the Trust plays in that is giving the children the opportunity to see there's a bigger world out there. It's lovely living in a primary school, working in a primary school. It's very family oriented. Everyone knows each other, but there's a big world out there, and it's a very different world, and children can be very used to their surroundings. So one thing we do every term with the Trust is have Trust worship. So at the end of each term, all the schools come together online, because you can't fit in one building, it's too big, and we lead worship, or usually one of the head teachers will lead a worship service and include every single school. There might just be one or two children from each school, and just what it allows is the children to see the different faces all across the Northwest, and the children there. We also link up in sporting events, so children get to see each other, and so they're aware of they're part of something bigger. And I think that's what, as a head and as a staff, we appreciate too, the fact that being part of a Trust means you're not on your own. There's other schools in similar situations who can understand what you're going through, and you can show the children there's a different world out there. There's huge difference in culture, in religion, but we're all coming together under one family, and that's really important. And that one family part of the Trust is huge, and we can show children, yeah, we're one family at St Peter's, but we're also one family with these 14, 15 other schools across the Trust as well. And that's nice, and children are starting, the more they do that, the more they see, they recognise the schools, they recognise the teachers, and they appreciate they're just part of something bigger. The great thing about being in a Trust is that we have these really strong links with schools in the Trust. Some on our doorstep. There's a school down the road, St Paul's, which is an outstanding school, very different makeup to ours. We've been there, I've sent teachers across there to learn from them. We've got ideas from them, but also schools much further afield. And St Peter's has quite a strong link with a partner school, All Saints in Blackburn, and I go over there quite regularly to lead worship, and the children love seeing me. I take my puppet with me, and they love that. And the head teacher there is a real science and outdoors whiz, and we've had her over. She's helped me develop a prayer garden in school. She's done science assemblies for us, and that would not have happened within the Forders One Trust, because we head teachers meet and we chat, and we know what we're good at. You can think, well, I need someone to come and help me with this, and there's experts on your doorstep who are willing to come in free of charge, bonus, and help the school, and you kind of help in the Trust as well, and that's on a faith and a non-faith basis. I've been over to schools who are about to go under SIAMS inspections. We've talked about SIAMS, talked about worship, talked about RE, because that's my strength, and I've drawn on their knowledge of other things as well. So there's loads of different partnerships going on, And because it's such a wide trust with lots of different head teachers with different experiences, right, I need a scientist, I need some help with science, I'll go over there. I need some help with reading, that's a school for me to go at. And people know that if they want some help with RE and worship, then I'm always available. So it's just on your doorstep, and it's a link away, and we know the people, we trust the people, and we're inviting them into school and going into theirs. It's just massive for that. It's such a bonus. I'm definitely the boss. Put it like that. And to be fair, when I went into the job, that was one of my questions. It's kind of how much will be my choice, or kind of where I take the school, and how much will be directed. And every school in the trust, and I know Karen has said we want each school to be different. It serves different communities. It has different strengths. It has different needs. So the head knows that school the best. So very much from the start, myself, my SLT, and my governors, we make all the decisions. So the day-to-day running is on me and SLT. Strategic decisions are made by the governors. There's a level of support above that where the trust come in and they will help and they will advise and they will guide. But what they won't do is demand that we follow a path that we don't want to do. We have discussions with them and come up with ways, that we all agree. But it's very much, I've never felt anything but buck stops with me. So unfortunately, I have to take all the blame for things that go wrong, but I can revel in the successes too. It's on me. For us next, I mean, we're on a journey to, the ultimate goal is to be outstanding for Ofsted, isn't it? There's a lot involved in that. So that's kind of the goal of where we want to go. We want to be the best that we can be. And we're focused very much on getting the vision and the values of the school right, and kind of set that bedrock and that foundation that's strong. And we feel we've got that now. So now it's just about polishing the top and just tweaking the curriculum, making sure it's right for our children, it's right for our school. We've got the balance between the personal development, the children, the character development, developing them spiritually, and also the academic side as well. We don't want to narrow the curriculum in one way. So it's kind of, how do we get to outstanding with all these things in place, that we don't lose something that makes our school the fantastic place that it is.